girls, what's up and welcome back to YouTube. Today I'm so excited because I'm going to be interviewing a magician, Cosentino, and he is just about to arrive and knock on my door. So I'm waiting here with my beautiful dog who is like right behind me. But anyways, and he's actually going to show me a magic trick. So make sure you stick all the way to the end so that you can know the secret and how he does like one of his little card tricks. And I think we should get started. First of all, I just wanted to know how you got into magic and like what made you want to do it.
I started magic when I was 12. So a little bit older than you, but I was a very shy boy, very introverted. I had low self-esteem because I didn't learn to read my first words, Roxy, until I was about 12 years old. And the way I learnt magic was through a book in the library. My mother's a school principal and she took me to the library and she was trying to encourage me to read. And I came across a book that had beautiful pictures in it, these old kind of vaudevillian posters. Magicians would make these beautiful posters to draw an audience into the theatre. And as a little boy, I saw these pictures. My mother saw me with the book open. She took it home, she read the magic book to me, and she read the tricks in the back of the book. There was magic tricks, you could learn them. And through that process, I learned to read, which is connected to writing and spelling, and that's how I learned my first magic. So my mum taught me. She's the magician.
So how did you learn the magic tricks? Did you teach yourself or did someone else teach you?
So my mother, by reading the tricks, actually taught me the magic. She was reading from the instructions. And then I practiced in my room over and over again. I showed my father my very first trick. It was making a coin disappear. You know, all kids can make money disappear, can't they? So I showed my father the trick and he was blown away by it. He didn't know how I did it. And then I became obsessed with magic. I couldn't show my mother because she knew how the trick worked. She taught me the trick. So my dad's an engineer. He's a structural engineer, really smart guy. And I was really nervous. And I took the 20-cent coin. I did a little bit of sleight of hand. The coin vanished. And my dad said to me, "How did you do it?" And I didn't tell him. And all of a sudden there was this huge rush that came over me. Like I could do something that my dad couldn't do. My dads can do everything, but I could do something that my dad couldn't do. That was really, really special. And like I said, it made me obsessed with magic. And I went back to the library and borrowed more magic.
Are you super secretive with your tricks, or are you happy to like explain how one of the simple tricks works if someone asks?
Don't reveal the secrets. There's a code, there's a kind of a secret code that magicians never reveal how the trick is done. But if someone's sincere about learning magic, you can teach magic.
Have you ever had a trick go wrong while you were performing?
I do a lot of dangerous escapes, and I've underwater, I was going down 10 meters deep. I was chained and locked, and I blew my eardrum underwater. Yeah. And then when I swam to the surface after 10 meters, my ear was bleeding, and I had to cancel the ending of my TV show. I got slashed by a knife. I got 12 stitches in my chin, 7 in my forehead. I've broken ribs, and I broke my ankle from hanging upside down. Yeah, so things go wrong. Roxy, they do.
Is there a trick that you would love one day to master?
Yeah, as a little boy, I saw a very famous magician come to Australia. His name was David Copperfield. And he would fly on the stage. Not just levitate, but actually fly like Superman. That's the trick that I really want to do.
So what do you think is the best part about being a magician?
You don't have to grow up. You don't have to get old. You can do all the things I wanted to do as a little kid, as a little boy. If I think about it and I dream about it, I can actually make it come to fruition. I can make it come real. That's the best thing about being a magician. You can use your wild imagination and do anything you want.
As a magician, what is your favorite trick?
Wow, my favorite trick. There's a piece in my show called Time Machine where I literally travel through time. I disappear on the stage and then reappear later on, but I'm traveling through time. And it took many, many years to put that together. That's one of my favorite. And levitating people, making them float.
What are 3 things that every magician in the whole world should own?
Packet of playing cards, a mirror so they can practice in front of the mirror, and a close-up table, close-up mat to practice your magic. They're the 3 things you need to start with.
How can a kid get into magic? Like, what would be their first step to being a magician?
You know what? I wouldn't go online. I wouldn't look at YouTube. I'd go to the library. And the reason being is if you borrow a book on magic, then you have to read it, you have to understand it. And you're not going to mimic or copy somebody else by watching them online. You'll develop your own style and personality. And then when you've got that, you can go online and watch other people perform, which is great because you can see how it's supposed to look. But if you read a magic trick and you kind of adjust it and adapt it to yourself, you'll be a much better magician in the long run.
Do you have any advice for kids who are struggling with shyness or would like to become more confident?
Of course. I was that little kid. I believe that you need to find a passion, a hobby, it doesn't matter what it is, and you practice it, and it gives you kind of a unique skill which allows you to feel good about yourself. For me, that was magic. I could do things that nobody else could. So my advice is find your passion and pursue it. Doesn't matter how difficult it is, and get really good at it.
Do you have any advice for kids who think that they would one day love to turn magic into a career?
You've got to work really hard. You've got to be patient. You've got to be passionate, and you've got to be a little bit crazy to do what we do.
Who is your favourite magician?
It'd be a guy called Harry Houdini. He's passed away now. He died in 1926, but he was the world's first celebrity. There was no celebrities before Harry Houdini. He came along and he created that whole genre that we take for granted. We know all these super celebrities. That was Houdini. He was an escape artist, and they believed back in the 1900s that Houdini didn't pick the handcuffs or the locks. People believed that Houdini would melt through them. That's what they believed. So he's my first hero. I started studying him when I was a little kid. And then David Copperfield was a great illusionist who made the shows so fantastic and theatrical. And as a little boy, 13 years old, seeing his show in Melbourne, Australia, was extraordinary. Because the show wasn't just a magic show, it was like a big rock concert. I'd never seen anything like that.
So what do you like to do when you're not doing magic or working?
That's a good question. Do you know what? I'm always doing magic and I'm always working. The reason being, we don't stop, but I love it so much. It's not a job for me. So if I go and watch a film, I usually get ideas for my own magic show. If I'm reading a book, I'll get ideas. So I never switch off. I'm always thinking about different ideas. But I do love to watch film, and I like to go watch musical theatre. They're kind of the things that I relax with.
And last of all, can you tell us a completely random fact about yourself?
Geez, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I love animals. That's not really a fact. I have 2 cats. I have 3 birds. I have a dog. I used to have a cockatoo. I used to have 12 birds. So I'm a big animal lover. A random fact, let's see. Another one would be I have a special facility back home that we call Magic Land. And no one's allowed there. It's a private place. But in there, it's where we create all our illusions. We come up with all our ideas. We rehearse in there. It's really, really cool. We have like these moving bookshelves. We have rock climbing walls and arcade machines and video games. And it's a place where I get really creative. So that's something that not many people know about me and how I bring my magic to life.
That was really cool. Now I'm sort of thinking I want to learn some magic. Could you teach me like one little trick?
Of course I can. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Okay, let me show you and the camera that all the cards are different. Do you want to shuffle them? Do you know how to shuffle?
Yeah.
Mix them up so you understand that they're all different. Good. Well done. Perfect. Okay, so they're all different. I'm going to spread the cards out, and you just need to touch one. You can touch any card that you want. Just point. You want that one there? You sure? Okay, take it out, have a look at it. Don't show me, I won't look. Can you hug the card nice and tight so I can't see it? So I can't see the card. Okay. Think about the color of the card. There's only 2 choices. There's red cards and black cards. You know what color it is?
Yeah.
Okay, don't say anything. Just look at me. I'm going to ask you a question, Roxy, and you have to say no. Every time I ask you a question, you say no. Doesn't matter what I ask you, you say no. Do you understand?
Yeah.
No. Okay, so no. Is your card a red card?
No.
Is your card a black card?
No.
Is your card a red card?
Nope.
Is your card a black card?
Nope.
The black card is telling the lie. Okay. Now you say yes. Do you know the difference between a club and a spade? Do you know what they look like? Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like. A club looks like that, and a spade looks like that. So you have 2 choices. They're clubs and they're spades. Okay, you know what it is? Yeah. You say yes. Is your card a spade?
Yes.
Is your card a club?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, I know. It's a club. I can see your eyes moving. Okay. Now think about whether it's a number card or a picture card. So numbers are all the different numbers, and pictures look like the queen, the king. Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Don't say anything. It's a number card. I'm going to call out the number. No, wait. Ace, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Double blink. 5, 6. No. 4. 4 of clubs. I don't know. I haven't seen the card. Is it a 4 clubs? Show the camera. There you go. Magic. So, would you like to learn this trick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To learn this trick, this is my pack of cards. Okay. What I did is I put a special code in the pack. If you look in the corner, can you see that number there?
Yeah.
It says 4 and it says C. That makes it the 4 of clubs. This one is a
Jack.
And a C.
Club.
Correct. This one here is a K and a C, meaning the
King.
king. Clubs. Correct. This is a 10 and a H. You see the 10?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. And that's a H. That makes it the 10.
Hearts.
Correct. And so on. That's a K and a H, king of hearts. An A and a D means the ace of diamonds. So all you have to do corresponds to the different cards. All you have to do without staring at it, spread the pack of cards, and ask someone to touch a card, not take a card, touch a card. When they touch it, you quickly look in the corner. That makes sense? Because you don't want them to take the card before you get to look at it. So if you were to do it, take the pack of cards, and you spread them out, you tell me to take a card. I'd say, okay, I'm going to touch one here. Now your job is to quickly look there. Don't look too much. Can you see what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, do you know what card it is? You got close. It's a 6 of hearts. You're very close. So your job is to take the cards and spread them out and then look at the code and learn it, memorize it. So you can go 6 of clubs, 4 of clubs. And by the time you memorize it, and you learn to do it very quickly, so ace of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, 5 of clubs, 2 of hearts, king of spades, 8 of clubs. Once you learn the code very, very quickly, then it's easy to actually read people's minds with it. Now, Roxy, which you're very good at, it all comes down to acting. Because you don't want to just give the person the card and say, 4 of diamonds. Correct, you've got to do the poker face, and you've got to put the acting into it. But that is my trick. I've taught you, my personal trick. Yeah.
Did you just make the card?
I made the cards with a special code. But you don't tell anyone about the code. You've got to keep the secret. Okay? You practice it.
Let my brother watch this video.
No, not yet.
Nope.
After you perform. But it takes practice. But guess what? All magic takes practice. Everything takes practice. Whether you're playing soccer, Jackson, or whether you're doing dance, or whether you're doing interviews, you have to practice. You know? It's like the magic, so you've got to practice it. So you can keep those cards. You can practice the trick. Don't show anyone until you've got it down pat.
So thank you, Cosentino, so much for your time, and thank you for the trick.
Absolute pleasure. Practice. Hope you enjoy it, and thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome, and I can't wait to check out your show.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, guys, that was so amazing. I love learning about Cosentino, and he had such awesome tips for young magicians. Anyways, if you guys liked the trick, you can actually get your own set of these cards. They're actually being sold in shops. Make sure to also go down below in the little box, and we have all the dates and where you can get your tickets for Cosentino's upcoming tour. I'll actually be in the Sydney show, and it's going to be so amazing, and we're going to learn even more magic. I loved his secret little trick, so make sure you guys keep practicing and get your own set of cards, and we'll catch you on another video. Bye!